So I'm back here in the Arnsville experiment Google Classroom in yesterday. Just want to give you an overview of this, and then you'll get your assignment after you watch this. So as you know, this is where all the work that is due would show up. You see it from the teacher view as well. Here I am, as well as my current co-teachers in this class, and again, this is the class name. So let's start with a really basic thing. So right now, I've got this world view as my theme. From the teacher standpoint, you can select a theme from a number of themes that Google provides to you. So we have gallery that has a number of different pictures that a teacher can choose from, and based on the theme here that they choose, this color will change. So the worldview comes with a blue, versus if I choose a soccer field, so I just click on the soccer field and then I select that class theme. So that's going to be a green bar here, and that's what the soccer field would look like. Let's go back here. Just want to show you some of the other themes that are available. So there's the soccer field. So there are still a number of general themes that are available to the teachers to choose from. Some have to do with education in general, Blackboard, books. Some have to do very specifically American government. This would be business. There were some science in here, so cells and plants, and so you can get kind of specific in here. There's also patterns that are available to the teachers. So they could choose any one of these wonderful, inspiring, little sarcasm there, patterns for their classroom. So let's go back up to polka dots. I'm going to do pink polka dots and see what that looks like. Isn't that wonderful? Notice it changed down here as well. So we now have a pink background. Now maybe as a teacher, I say, you know what, I want something a little more personal. So Mrs. Hazlitt, I know, takes pictures of each class period and then has the class picture as the background up here. I have done some specific things. In last year's help desk, I'd made a background picture of the canner man sitting at the help desk, and that was up here. Don't know why I didn't upload that for this year's class, but anyway, to do that, I'm going to choose upload a photo. Now, I just took a screenshot of a Prezi that I've been working on for my grad class. So I can select a photo from my computer or just drag and drop. I'm just going to go this way because I've got too many other things going on, and my desktop is a mess right now, and you don't need to see that mess right now. Okay, it's working on it. Okay, so here's all the stuff on my desktop. Now, these are the last screenshots that I took, and that's another reason why I did it this way, because I don't have to search through all the things that are on my desktop or what I'm looking for. So there's a skinny picture that I took, and there's the full view of this picture. I'm going to choose this one to start with just to show you what it will do. So it says that my photo is too small. It must be 800 pixels by 200 pixels. So I say, great. I'm sure it's going to say the same thing for my other one because that's even a smaller picture. Oh, nope, it likes that. Nope, it doesn't like that one. So give me a second and I will go into that and see if I can change it. A photo off my computer or my desktop. So here's my desktop. Here's the latest that I took. And that it likes. So I can then drag this little choice box around. I don't need all this extra. So maybe I just want to do, this is a screenshot that was taken from a Prezi that I'm doing for my grad course. But that's as small as I can make this. I can make it bigger, but that's as small as I can make it. So I'm just going to choose this. I'm going to say select that as my theme, and there it is. So that's how you would change a theme for a classroom from the teacher view. Again, we have the same 3 tabs. So the stream, which is obviously where all your assignments are going to show up. Your students, so all of my students are going to be here. So when I'm a teacher, I can either choose invite students, and I would then have to choose all the students, or I can search for all the students, and I would say, okay, this person, this person, this person, this person, they're all going to be in my class. That's kind of a labor intensive. So what most teachers do is they just go to the class code and share that. Notice it is on the Students tab. Now once all the students are in, a teacher has the option, if they want, to disable, so turn off this code so that students can't share it and have unrelated students join the class. But what happens if you have a new student join the class? You can just come over and enable it, and it will be a different code. You can rewind this video a little bit and double check that, but it is a different code. When I select a student, I have an actions button that is now available. If I click on the box up here, it'll select all the students. If I just select individual students, it will obviously just have pertain to them. But I can email the students. I can mute a student. I can make it so that the student can never post a comment. So when we're talking about posting comments, there are a couple of options that teachers have. Some teachers have probably turned these off on you. Some just leave them open. So there's the option to let the students post and comment in the general stream, or that students can only comment, so they can't do an original post, but they can respond to a post, say, that the teacher makes. And only the teachers can post or comment. So if I have this set up that students can post and comment, if Matt is being an awful child, I could choose just him. So I want to choose just him, and because he's the only student in the class, that's why this is coming up. And I could mute him so he can't post, regardless of how the other settings are set up over here. From the students page, the teacher also can do guardian email summaries. I will include a second video that I made for the parents on how to sign up for this, so that you at least have background information on it, and I can then in turn share that video with the Arntsville teachers and principals so that they understand the whole process. But this is where the teacher sets up the guardian email summary. So you can see that Matt's mother has signed up to get all the summaries on all of his classes. The parent doesn't have to sign up for these guardian email summaries per teacher. Once they do it once for a teacher, they get it for all teachers. Now here's an important thing to remember. If you want to remove the guardians, if I do it in this class, Matt's mother will not only lose her email summaries from the Arntsville experiment class, but also from business English and from the help desk classes. From not just from me, but maybe he's got a class with Miss Starner or with Mr. Iser. Mrs. Miller would also lose those email summaries. So teachers have to be really aware that if they remove guardians, it does it from all teachers, not just them. So this is where the teachers would actually invite the guardians, and yeah, so you can do all that. I could choose to email the guardians of all or certain parents of students that I have chosen. It's early, guys, I'm sorry. So I believe that's all there is with the student section. On the about section, this is where I just added this morning, Arntsville Elementary School. You can do some other things. There's a shortcut here to the Google Calendar. The problem with the Classroom Google Calendar is it only shows due dates, not like in my business English class. And actually I've got a help desk calendar too, where I post exactly what we're doing each day, but I don't use this as the link to get there. I embed it down here. So if I wanted to include some class materials as a teacher, I would click here. I have to give it a title, so I'll just say desktop view. When you, as a teacher, put things into the About tab, these are things that are either going to be accessed repeatedly and could get lost in the stream when you add new assignments, or things that are going to be there all year long. So you want to think about, the teacher wants to think about what would the kids always need to access and don't want to have to go searching through the stream for. So this desktop view, I'm just going to upload that same screenshot, I think, that I just did. This is a little redundant, but that's okay. And then I'm going to upload it. And then once you have it there, you can post it. And now anybody who's in the Arntsville experiment class, students or teachers, would see this, and it stays here. So if I wanted to, say, add the 2-hour delay schedule, it's in my Google Drive, so I click on the Drive link. I would go out to my Drive, and I have this in BHS General. I believe it's under Faculty. No, it's not under Faculty. I'm going to go back to General, Basic or General Information. And then there's the bell schedule folder. And I want the 2-hour delay. There it is. So my 2-hour delay schedule, 14-15, which is the same for 15-16. And there it is. So that it would always be there. What I don't like about the About tab is I cannot reorder these things. I can edit this and I can delete it, but I can't move it. So maybe this is something that we're going to use more often than this. So I really want it up here. I cannot reorder it. It's just kind of stuck here. So that's how you would post various things in the About stream. Also in the About stream, this is where, as a teacher, you can invite other co-teachers. Let me go back to the stream. So I made this one assignment yesterday. I'm going to make another assignment today. I'm just going to call it 1, 2, 3 for lack of thought process right now. Again, I can choose a due date. So maybe it's going to be due today, and it's going to be due not at 11:59, but maybe at 9 a.m. today. I have to remember to change the p.m. to a.m. I can just click out here, and it sets it for today at 9 a.m. I can choose a topic. If I don't have a topic, I can create a topic. Maybe this is tests. And so I click over here. It was saved, so there's my topic. Again, I can either schedule this for a specific date and time. I can save it as a draft if I'm not ready for it, but I'm just going to assign it for now. I don't have an attachment or anything, and so you can see that I have, there's my topic right there. What I can do, so I've got 2 assignments here, and what I can do from the Stream tab is I can say, this is really important. I want you to copy it, or I'm sorry, I want you to move it to the top, and it can reorder these things for me. So that's kind of cool. Let's put this back at the top. Bam, there you have it. So you'll notice, so this is topics. I can, if I had more than one, and I'll show you in a minute. Well, let's just do it now. If I click on tests, it'll only return anything that I have labeled as a test topic, which is pretty cool. If I click on the 3 dots, which is your more options button, I can rename it or I can delete it. If I want to go back and see my entire stream, I just hit the back button. As far as if I have saved posts, either they're scheduled or they're in draft form, up here at the top is this new white box. If I click on the down arrow, it will open it and reveal that there's a scheduled post. So something's going to appear. ABC is going to appear at 8 a.m. today. And then there were 2 draft posts that were made yesterday while we were reviewing this together. So if I don't want ZDFG to ever appear, I can just get rid of that. Yep, I want to delete that. If I want to do the what's my fruit question, maybe I want to edit it. If I click on it, it will open it. And I forgot to put instructions, so please answer the question above. And in a question, so each assignment type that you can get from down here has different options. With a question, a teacher can choose for it to be a short answer or a multiple choice answer. You know what? I'll do that in a second. Let me just finish this. So I can either ask the question now, I can schedule it, or I could still save it as a draft. So I'm going to schedule this. So it says, okay, it must be scheduled before the due date. So I'm going to say it's going to be scheduled today at 8 a.m. and I'm going to schedule it. So it's scheduling it. And now you can see it's moved up to the scheduled section. If I'm done with this, I can close this view pane. Now let's go down here. I was talking about how teachers have certain options that they can set up behind the scenes. So let's go back to create a question. So I'm just going to put in ABC. So I can ask a short answer or a multiple choice answer. For right now, I'm going to stick with short answer. Under short answer, I can toggle on or off. Students can reply to each other. So if I say my favorite fruit is an apple and my peer says, what kind of an apple? So they could, with this option turned on, they could answer that or ask that question just out in the stream, and other students would be able to see the answers and I could reply back. This will allow the students to edit their answer. So once they answer, do you want them to be able to change their answer like an apple, or do you want them not to? So again, this is just a toggle switch. That's the short answer. If I choose multiple choice, I can then say, I don't know, apple, pear, or banana. The X's, obviously, I can get rid of each one of these. I could turn this on or off if I want each student to see the class summary. And maybe I want to alphabetize this, so when I mouse on top of each one of these, I get these 6 dots. I grab that, move it up, and now it's alphabetized. If I want to add an option, I can click in here to add another one, or nope, that's not what I want to do. So that's how you can set up the multiple choice questions. I'll just post that. I'll ask this question so that you can see what it would look like. So on your end, if you haven't done it now, let's get you guys joining this class as a student. So here's the code. Matt, obviously you've already done it. And then I want you to actually answer the multiple choice question and the 1, 2, 3. So do both of them just to see what each one of these looks like on your end. When I create an assignment, it's pretty straightforward. I can add an attachment from my desktop, anything from Google Drive, any video, any YouTube video. When you do a YouTube video, you can either do a search for kittens, and it will return these, and you can just choose one and then add it. Or if you have a specific video you want students to watch, you can copy the URL, paste it in there. It gives a preview. This is my Business English Purdue Owl Day video. And then I could add that if I wanted to. So it looks like this, and then I can assign it after I give it a title. I'm going to close this out because we're not going to do that right now. So that's an assignment. So we've done these two. There's this create an announcement. Don't forget, test tomorrow. So maybe I'm going to choose as my topic tests, and that's all I want to say. I can do an attachment, but that's all I want to say for right now. And there's my announcement. So students don't have to submit anything. It's just a, hey, don't forget about this. It's just an announcement. Now you'll notice there's one more option up here to reuse a post. So I can reuse, as a teacher, I can reuse a post from a different class. So from my business internship class or my personal finance class, or a hot ticket item, which is a help desk class, or I can do from within archived classes. So these are all my classes for right now. And then you'll see here I've got archived classes. So these are all my archived classes as well. So maybe I want to do something from a class that I had in 2014-2015 school year. So I would select that class. I have to actually hit the select button. And what do I want to repost? So these are all different assignments and assignment streams that I had used way back when. So maybe I want to do the NFL letter and I want to reuse this post. So when I can choose to create a new copy of all the assignments or all the attachments or not. And what it does is it takes everything that was in that assignment, so my title and my description. It doesn't keep due dates, obviously, but here are all the attachments. Now, when a teacher does an assignment or repost, the teacher has the option of allowing the students to just have view-only access, give the students the rights to be able to edit a file, so collaboration, or where I have to force the students to make a copy. I'm sorry, the view will force the students to make a copy. This, I automatically make a copy for each student. So it's students can view it, and if they want to make their own copy, they have to go up to File, Make a Copy. Students can edit. Everybody can collaborate on the same document all at one time, or each student gets their own copy, and that's when up here it will have your email username up here. So those are those options. I can choose not to include something if I want to, or I can leave it. And if I then assign this, it shows from the student's standpoint, well, and from this standpoint, that it looks like just a regular assignment, but I haven't had to do all the legwork of going out and finding each one of these artifacts to include in this assignment stream. So once I have one in here as a teacher, if I all of a sudden decide, oh wait, I didn't mean to put it in the Arntsville, oops, in the Arntsville experiment class, I meant to put it in a different class, I can choose the more buttons and I could edit it. I could copy the link if I will include a link in a different class to this one, or I can simply delete it. So I can delete it out of here and do what I want. Notice the more buttons. I can move anything to the top except that which is already at the top. It doesn't allow for that. I believe that is everything within the teacher's view of Google Classroom.